This is a project about the deepest local history tied together with strings of connection to the now. It's shrouded in a wonderful mystery that each of us are teasing out into our own stories of belonging. It's been powerful, thought-provoking and emotional, and I am so happy that I got to be involved.
I'm Faye Claridge and I devised the Near Belonging project. So the whole project was inspired by the really amazing story of the discovery of thousands and thousands, about 40 to 50,000 glass plate tiles that were found in a cellar in Leamington Spa by builders. So they were renovating a house and they found what looked like loads and loads of thin, decayed kind of roof tiles almost. And it turns out they were glass negatives from a studio, Graham's studio in Leamington at the turn of the century. So thankfully those builders got in touch with someone at the record office. An archivist went down, discovered really what the amazing collection was, and out of those 40 to 50,000 plates they managed to restore and conserve about 5,000 images. They tell an amazing story of life in the town, and most of them are anonymous. Don't really know anything about the people in them, but there's a huge variety of interest there. And it's all a mystery of how they ended up in the cellar and really who these people are. So when I found out about the collection, I thought, well, this is just too extraordinary not to share. And it got me thinking about belonging and really looking at Warwickshire from different perspectives. So I've spoken to people that are here because they've sought asylum, people that are here that have grown up in care. So asking people to adopt people, having a look at those photographs and finding connections, past and present, and different reasons for being in Warwickshire. Giving the photo albums to people and saying, choose an image, see which one jumps out at you and tell me about any connections you feel you may have, has really brought out very strong emotions and just some beautiful stories. I love uncovering that kind of sense of human connection between the past and the present. So some of the stories that have come out, like the lady from Syria whose photo albums were all destroyed when her house caught fire through the bombing. Incredibly powerful stuff. And then the sort of day-to-day connections really, looking at photos of a schoolboy and thinking about the time that you changed school and how vulnerable you felt in that moment and how vulnerable that boy looks in his portrait. So many beautiful connections, and it's been a real privilege to use the archives to get to know the old photographs a bit better and to get to know Warwickshire better this way.
My name is Sahar. I'm from Syria. I've been here 3 years and a half. I like old photo.
And which picture have you chosen?
Same picture, because she is younger. She is wearing a nice dress, nice color. I don't know what's color, but I think red. Green. In Syria, my mom, I'm married. We have similar dress we wear.
And have you been to a photo studio like this?
Yes, in my country, but I have some album, youngest. All my family. After that, we traveled from Syria, Lebanon. I live in my house. After that, we heard my house fire. Yeah, I love too many pictures, everything.
So do you have any pictures from then? You just have to remember.
Yes, just remember.
Oh gosh. So what caused the fire? Was it from the war?
In Assad.
Sorry?
You know Bashar Assad?
Oh yeah.
I love my house.
You left your house and everything in it.
Yes. 8 years I'm building my house. I'm staying in my house 1 year.
So you helped to build the house.
Yes, me and my husband, we building house, big house. We stayed together. Me and brother-in-law, mother-in-law.
So you all lived together.
Yeah, 13 years ago. And now I think good. I think
Yeah.
not good. Okay.
You're doing okay.
Yes.
Yeah. When you left, what did you take? Just one small bag?
Everything.
You left
Just
everything?
wear jacket and take bag small for my son.
Just the clothes you were wearing
Yes.
and the things your son needed?
Small bag, just.
Yeah.
Nothing, never.
Yeah.
Very hard before. You know, airplane, she take bomb. Yes.
Yeah. So you saw the bombing,
Not good.
and that's why you left Syria, for safety.
Yes. We stay 3 months in underfloor.
Yeah, underground.
Yes, 3 months. After that, good man help us travel Lebanon.
You had 3 months underground,
Yes.
trying to find a safe route.
Not just me, my husband and children.
We're very glad you made it safely here.
Yeah, I'm happy here, but I miss my family. In Syria, not have internet. Just writing and send voice.
Which is a little bit how it might have been here. I think some of these photographs might have been taken to send pictures to other people. You know, if people were travelling or away from family, that maybe this lady wanted to send this photograph to somebody in her family.
Yeah, I like old photo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice design for them now. New, not nice.
Do you want to see your photo with her?
Yeah.
See what you think?
I am beautiful here. Yeah, it's very nice here. Yeah, I'm wear same dress. Yeah, and the flowers, and I reading a book. I think very good, nice. Yeah, I love it.
Oh, good. And have you noticed this shape here?
Syria.
Yeah.
Yeah, map my country here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every day, I'm not forget my family, never. Yeah, I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm laughing. Yeah.
Yeah. You're happy and sad and laughing,
Yeah.
all in one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I miss them too much,
Yeah.
very much.
My name is Kate Coleman. I just love the way that her clothes are hanging on her, and the fabric looks really good quality and kind of heavy but soft. The way that her head's tilted, and she's got a kind of hat that doesn't again feel heavy. It just feels really naturally a part of who she is. She's kind of proud to have her photo taken. You know, when you see somebody who's kind of comfortable in their clothes, it's like a piece of art almost. There's a lot of depth and feeling in that. I went to a Catholic school and it was, you know, you couldn't wear trousers, whereas I would have chosen trousers, I guess.
Gosh, your voice is all breaking up with emotion.
Yeah.
What's triggered your emotional response?
Yeah, I think it's having that choice. So I think that freedom of being able to dress and adorn yourself in however you wish, it releases you to also physically be what it is that you want to be.
You think this woman, in some way for you, symbolises
Yeah.
freedom? She's a woman that's succeeded.
I think so, yeah. It feels like she's unmarried, and perhaps her family was supportive of that, was supportive of her life choices and the way that she wanted to go.
So really for you it's an image of independence,
Yeah.
and that's something that's really important to you.
Yeah, being able to have the means to buy what you want to, do what you want to with your life, live with your life with whoever you want to, and happy in that. as I smile.
I know, you're smiling and crying at the same time, and I'm really aware you are all right, aren't you?
Yeah,
I'm really
yeah,
good. I'm wondering about your connection with Warwickshire as well, where you're living and how you might relate to her and how we imagine she's living in Leamington.
I moved into my flat almost 2.5 years ago. I'd spent lots of time in other people's spaces and really restless and sleeping in spare rooms and then really needed a space to kind of be on my own and ground myself, and it's kind of taken me a long time to actually inhabit the space that I live in now. And but then I'd had previous difficult, situations and just kind of jumped from one to the other, looking to belong to somebody else, I think. My voice go again. So I was sharing my life with somebody who wasn't good for me, which I knew instinctively straight away, but did it, carried on, lived with it, and was quite poorly from it. When I say quite, I was very poorly from it. And I guess gave up my space to be inhabited in a way that wasn't healthy. I was trying to leave a situation and couldn't. I do have lots of wonderful friends and people want to help and give you and space and share space, but actually until you have your own, you can't fully rest and you can't fully inhabit a space physically. To be able to put things where you want to put them and know where they are and know where your things are and knowing what you want to wear that day. And I think that comes back to belonging, of if you belong to yourself and if you set your boundaries, and then it kind of feels effortless, and that this is where I want to be and this is who I want to be. Or I think if you can get that 90% of the time, that's what I'd call enlightenment, I think.
That's really what you see in this woman. She would just follow that dream and live on her own independently.
Yeah, at whatever point in life that happens. Yeah. But I love the simplicity that there aren't things around her, that it's really just about her, that what do we need other than our inner resources and just being you right there in all of your favourite things.
Amazing connection. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Ian Jones, and I have adopted, after umming and ahhing, this photograph here, a boy who I will place around 12, 13 perhaps. He doesn't look at ease in the photograph, so I noticed. There's a little bit of an echo there of my own experience. Around that time, I switched school when I was 11, 12, and I think if somebody had taken a picture of me then at that age, I might have looked quite uncertain because it was a new school I was at.
That's interesting that you can almost recognise there's something of that uncertainty.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, yes.
Also, it's a tricky age anyway.
Yes, absolutely. So there was something there where his expression, I thought, yeah, I can identify with that, but I suppose I was also drawn to it more to do with my background as a teacher. There's a lot there, isn't there, about status representing an experience of school.
What do you make of the decay? The sections that are missing.
If you are interested, which I suppose I am in lots of ways, about new possibilities of education, part of that might be replacing places like decaying institutions. So there's a tension there. I don't know whether I'm making sense here, but that thing about decay but also preserving institutions is something that's really interesting, and I think things hopefully can be different in the future as well.
What about your merged picture that you've just seen? What do you think?
I'm struck by how my expression is different to the person in the photograph. I do relate to that photograph, both how I myself felt before around sort of 11, 12, and then how I am now. Was in my 50s and into my early 60s, I would be looking much more like I am there. And I think it's quite poignant. We're both looking in the same way, so we're not looking towards one another. And the way you've juxtaposed reinforces those relationships. I can relate to it on a personal level, and I can also relate to it, I think, in relation to others in the family.
My name is Fatima. I'm from Algeria, North Africa. Yeah, I came here to England to rugby because I marry here. I get married here.
And you've been looking at the photographs. Which have you chosen?
I chose this picture. I like this type of clothes, traditional England clothes, and how mother and daughter they sit, because I'm normally too much close with me and mom.
And is your mum in England as well?
No, it's far from me. She's in Algeria and I'm here. And this picture, she reminds me how I take picture with mom, how I always together. Like she's my friend, my mom, yeah.
You miss her very much?
Too much. I think it's easy when I go away from them. I marry here in UK, and I talk, I have the camera, I speak with them, but it's difficult. Really, it's difficult. Just last night I was crying too much, and we are a big family.
This picture really reminds you of family, and particularly of your mum.
Yeah.
And have you got a photo of you and your mum together like this?
I have lots of photos with my mom, and we are 5 sisters, but because I'm bigger in the house, I always with her.
Yeah, you're the oldest.
We share everything together. So I like this photo. It remind me and mom. I think just here. This my mom and this me. Yeah, it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. And I like that one person is looking at the camera.
Yes,
And the other
she
isn't. Do you think there's a story there?
Yeah, she's feeling happy.
The daughter
Yeah.
is feeling happy.
Yeah, you want to marry or something special for her makes her happy. Yeah, and mother, she looking at her, and she's not looking happy.
So you think the mum is thinking she's going to miss the daughter?
I think so. Yeah.
Maybe that's why they were having the photograph taken.
Photograph, yeah, it's special photograph, yeah. And they have the same face. If you can look, she looking like her mother.
Do you look like your mother?
Yes.
Do you?
Yeah, we have the same face. Just mom, her eyes is blue, and my eyes is
Brown.
brown. Yeah.
But you're very similar.
Yes.
Oh, has this made you sad?
Yeah, too much. I just last night I was too much crying. I miss her so much. I miss my mom. I miss her.
How long have you been here?
2 years I'm here, but I went last year to visit them. Just for 15 days and then come back. Yeah. Because now my life here is not that. 2 babies here. Yeah.
If you want to take a picture of it on your phone, you can send it to your mum.
Yes, please.
And you can tell her what you've been doing.
Yes.
Of course it is. Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah. What do you think she'll say?
She will be happy, and I'm for sure she will cry, because normally when we have party or me and mom always together, and I try to make her beautiful, and I want her be beautiful, and she wants me be beautiful like.
So you help with each other's hair.
Yeah.
You think they did the same? Think they helped with each other's hair
And
and
we have
clothes?
we have the same photo like this. We look at the camera together, and we have nice dress, our traditional dress, jewelry in our hand. Yeah, too much. It makes me feel this picture. My mom, she's still with me, but she's at the same time she's far from me. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you very much. Oh my God, look here. Oh, it's my country. Wow, it's map. This Algerian map. Here, yeah, I'm from there. I'm from Algeria. Can I take it, this picture? Yeah. Thank you. Wow. I'll keep it to my children. I keep it for my generation, yeah.
I'm Julie Law, and I've adopted an unknown child because I don't really know what gender they are either, but I don't suppose it matters as a child. I'm going to say under 5, possibly 3, 4. I don't know why initially I was drawn. I suppose having 5 children, 2 of my boys are autistic, and they have been maybe pushed into the background, the complete opposite ends of the scale. So one is really boisterous and one is you wouldn't know is there. They were always told they'd done it wrong. At school, not so much now, but maybe going back a bit, society wanted them to blend. I was actually once told not to bring one of my children to school because Ofsted were coming. I thought, well, why have I got to hide him? Ofsted shouldn't have all these children hidden. Why should he hide? In a way, that kind of links in, not to me as in my childhood, but I was always palmed off somewhere else. Or at the time there used to be all these PLG or PGL holidays. I didn't know anybody, but I'd be sent on one for the holidays. So I suppose it's kind of children maybe trying to be hidden.
I really see that, and that is such a strong connection, because this child it's hard to know actually whether the child is emerging from the shadows or sinking into the shadows.
The crackling, I mean, not that I would do this, but I felt as if they were put behind chicken wire, as if they were contained or controlled. They look kind of like rabbits in traffic lights. It's that kind of rigid, do as you're told pose, where you can't be natural.
Yeah.
But now I'm in there, and it's the same chicken wire. I don't feel so controlled. If you're behind something, it's containing, keeping me together. Maybe. Yeah.
And if you could show this picture to anybody, who do you think you'd show it to, and what might they think?
I perhaps would show it to my mum. She'll be 99 next week, so I think she might like to see it.
And do you think this image would make her reflect in the way that it has with you, actually, about her own family?
No, I don't. I don't think Mum has the empathy that I'm probably too empathic for her. She doesn't seem to have this empathy. That front that she's had would still be there. I kind of put myself in other people's shoes, and my mum doesn't. Hers fit, that's all that matter. No, she doesn't put herself in other people's shoes.
That really connects with what you were just describing with your children with special needs.
Yeah.
Not being encouraged to be themselves.
Not at all, no. And one of my sons is gay. And again, you know, I've heard people say, oh dear, I'm ever so sorry. Well, he hasn't caught chickenpox or smallpox. I quite like the fact that he is, because it's a really big element to him. And at the age of 2, pulling a pink trolley to nursery, we kind of always knew. And again, people expect them to be hidden or not talked about, or that you're embarrassed of. And I'm not. Really proud of him. I'm proud of all of my children. That child's not expressing themselves. It's a pose for somebody else to look at. In my mum's house, with my mum and dad, you'd have had to have behaved like that.
So if you could say or do anything for this child in the picture, what would it be?
I'd cut that chicken wire down. I would cut that chicken wire off. Let them come out, let them be themselves. It's not a true picture of life like that.
Güliz and in Turkey.
From Turkey.
In England, 9 months. Yes, in Turkey, I love in Turkey, but economic crisis and mismanagement.
Right, political problems.
Yes, political problems.
So that's why you came to England.
Yes.
This project is about belonging. In terms of how you feel living here and looking at these, tell me about the one you chose.
This woman self-confident. I noticed this. I like a confident woman. It's, very well dressed and hot and gloves. Very nice.
Yeah, the gloves are beautiful, aren't they? Stitched leather gloves.
Very stylish. Stylish.
Yeah. Is that same or different to you?
No, different. Different. But I would like.
You would like to
Yes.
to dress like her. Look,
Not comfortable.
it doesn't look comfortable, but it does look stylish.
She may be an aristocrat. I think this woman is her own light brighter than studio lights because self-confident.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's glowing.
Yes. Very nice. And very nice photo and very nice woman. I wish I had as much fun as her.
So she looks like somebody that knows how to have fun.
Yes. Yes.
Do these make you feel that you understand England more, or that it feels even more different to Turkey?
In Turkey, more different. Women in Turkey are not as comfortable as here because femicide is too much. I didn't have much difficulty as a woman, but it's about me. Because I am not afraid. This woman is fearless.
That's a great description. So the woman you've chosen you think is fearless.
Yes.
And being fearless is something you really value.
For that period.
Yeah,
Yes.
for the 1800s when this photograph was taken.
In Turkey at that time, men were taking pictures of women because women were covering their heads when taking pictures.
Men would take photographs of women as long as women were completely covered. And then more women became photographers and photographed women revealing their faces. Is that right?
Yes, that's why there were so many female photographers at that time.
Okay, so a lot more female studio photographers in
Yes.
Turkey
Yes.
than in the UK.
Yes.
And do you think that's led to more women being interested, like yourself, in photography and more strong women?
Yes. Women's union in Turkey is very good.
Oh, the Women's Union.
Women support each other a lot.
Well, I'm really glad you've chosen a woman that is strong and looks like she could support others as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Pam Kelt.
Who have you adopted from the Graham Studio collection?
Well, it's a man and his dog. I mean, the others were all really brilliant, and there's a lot you could say about them all, but I thought, let's do one that speaks to me. I gather the chap is called Chambers. I'd like to know what the dog's called, but it's so similar to my own dog, Bronwyn, it just caught my eye. It's a black collie with a white bib and little white toes, and the colouring is so similar to my dog, but it's the, how can I put it, it's the body language of the dog that drew me. I mean, collies do have a certain body language. They sit in a certain way. They also show affection in a certain way. It's quite sentimental, but it's very endearing.
And have you ever had a picture posed in a similar sort of way with your dog?
And I have a gazillion pictures of me and my husband and my family with the dog.
And why do you think this man went into the photo studio with his dog?
Well, he's one of the few ones. He's nowhere looking at the camera. He looks quite camera shy, and I identify with that. I do wonder whether he reluctantly agreed to have his portrait taken with the dog so he could focus his attention on the dog to calm his own nerves. The dog is completely unaware of the camera, of course. I think he's staring right at the dog, and I can just hear the photographer saying, "No, we want to see more of your face, Mr. Chambers," and he's reluctantly turning around, but he's still his body language is quite shy. So I think the dog is helping him over a difficult experience. I've been there too.
I was just going to say that. I can tell you relate.
Yeah.
So you don't like having your photo taken?
Oh, gosh, no.
And the decay on this one's really interesting as well.
Yes, it is slightly unsettling. Adds a certain air of intrigue to it, I think. I wonder whether he's more of an outdoorsy sort of chap. He doesn't quite fit his surroundings, does he? With his tweed suit and the velvet. A lot of the other photographs, they're very formal. They've got their best jewellery or their smartest suit. This is clearly just his Sunday suit, perhaps. For me, that looks like a brown tweed suit. The shoes are really polished. I do get the feeling of a sense of duty. If he was a modern bloke, I think he'd probably prefer to be in jeans and a T-shirt. Like my husband, like a lot of Australians, fairly casual, but can fit in anywhere. My daughter was born in this country, but she actually has dual nationality. We thought that would be useful, but I've moved 38 times. When I read the story of this, it kind of struck a chord.
Yeah.
I inherited an awful lot of family photographs, and they are just in a box. I think as I get older, I don't tend to dwell on them really, but I do like this. It's fascinating.
My name is Patricia Garcia. I from Brazil. I am Brazilian. I am a nurse. I here in England about 4 months. I love England, and I am here to try to learn English.
Are you working here or just visiting?
No, only visiting, because I now have a visa for work. Maybe in the future I get the visa for working. I working a little here too.
Great. Okay, and so you've looked at the old photographs.
I love photos, old photos, people, old places, and the past lives. I me transportar. I go back in the past. This one's perfect. The dress, eyes, the baby. It's beautiful. The lady is how can I say, serious, calm. I don't know what happened this moment, your life, but she's introspective, yes. Mom is very tired.
I think that's true. Do you have a baby? Do you have children at all?
Yes, I have 2. I have 1 daughter and 1 stepson.
You got pictures of you and
Yes,
your baby?
Yes. I remember when I have my baby, I sometimes serious. Very tired.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
beautiful photos. Brazil don't have this specific dress, but have the bordados, chapéus, no many things in the neck, because there is very hot.
Yeah, these look like heavy, warm clothes, don't they? Even the baby's clothes look quite heavy and warm.
But in ceremonies, birthdays, have the dress, dress, specific dress.
Baptisms.
Yes,
Listening.
yes.
Yeah.
In Brazil, baby dress similar this, incredible. Many years after, the same dress.
Yeah.
Sorry, my English, please.
It's lovely to hear different voices and different accents.
Yes,
to show that
yes.
where we live is very diverse.
Yes.
It's vibrant.
I never talked to people come from Syria, Turkey, never in my life. Very good England.
Yeah.
Culture perfect, because many people, there's different countries here.
There are. And that's one of the interesting things in the photos, is where people were travelling and having their photograph taken to send home. They might move to Leamington, to where the studio was, and have their photo taken to send home and say, look, I'm doing well, you know. So there's a link.
It's incredible. I love this.